Hiya everyone, you're warmly welcome back to my channel. I think it's been a while. I had to take a break. And want to say welcome back to my channel. If today is the first time you're watching me, I vlog about my experience as an international student abroad. I hope you tag with me and let's have a ride. So today, I am going to talk about one important aspect of coming to study abroad that has to do with searching for accommodation. Yes, so one thing I did that actually helped me is that before going to my new institution to study, so let me give you share my experience with the University of Aberdeen. So before I was going to the University of Aberdeen, I had to contact some friends who were already studying there, and to ask them about accommodation, to ask them about say the average rent, so that you don't get duped because you don't know anything about where you are going to. So it is very important to contact people who are already in such places to tell you about situations over there. So I did that, and then they told me how much I should expect and then how much I can go for and all that. And after, I was advised to join a page on Facebook. That is, I think, if I remember properly, Aberdeen Student Accommodation, Aberdeen University Student Accommodation is a page on Facebook. So I went to like it, and then that is where people post vacancies for apartments or housing and all that. So that's where I found my student accommodation. So first I went into a student accommodation, stayed there for I signed the lease for 6 months. And one thing you should also know is that over here, when you're signing the lease, it's mostly around 6 months. You can sign a lease for 6 months, at least 6 months, and then 12 months maximum. But then there are some variations. You get to meet people who would be flexible with you, because with the whole pandemic and all the uncertainties, so it depends on who you are dealing with. But then if you are able to also make the person understand your situation, I think they can work around something for you. So I went to the Facebook page. That is where I found my accommodation, which was a student accommodation, and I was paying £77 per week. So in the student accommodation, we were paying weekly, so 77 per week. That was what I was paying. Then fast forward, I had to look for an accommodation off campus, because I realized that in a student accommodation you pay more than that, and that is something you should know. As an international student, you might be financially constrained, because during term times you can't work fully. You can just work 20 hours. So you need to do things or purchase things that are within your budget. Okay, you should always have your budget in mind and then know what you can afford. You just don't do anything, because you can be financially unstable and it can impact your academics and a whole lot. So I had to move out from that student accommodation to an off-campus private accommodation, which was cheaper. So we were 3, and then we found the place, and each was paying £260 per month, which was good. So I would advise that before you are going to whatever city, whatever country, look for people from your home country or people who are already there, other international students, for them to share their experiences with you and then give you some information pertaining accommodation, because it's really important. And I will advise that if you can, avoid student accommodation, especially the ones that are situated on campus, because they are so expensive. They are expensive. You would use all your money on that, and you wouldn't want to do that. But then you can get very cool and very good places off campus, which are not so far away. So coming here I had to contact some friends, and again I was linked to the Facebook page NAU also has I think students have created a page on Facebook where you can also search accommodations there. So that was what I did, and it helped me a lot. So I would encourage you, interact with people, and also try to be socially active. Use the social media a lot, especially Facebook, Twitter, and then Instagram. I think, yeah, that's where they mostly post news about your schools, and you should stay active so that you know what is going on at every point in time, because you will really need information, because where you are going to, you don't know. So pertaining to the accommodation, one thing I want you to also take note is that when you are signing a lease, please and please again, some of us, when we were coming, were so in a hurry to find a place, because it was getting to last minute, and it felt like there was no hope pertaining accommodation, especially starting in the spring. You know, spring is not a normal school year, so in school term, so it was kind of a challenge for us. So please, when you are signing your lease, please read through, so that at the end of the day, you don't get cheated, or you don't go like, oh, I didn't see this, I didn't know. So please read, so that if at the end of the day, your landlord or landlady quotes something that wasn't in the lease, you will be able to challenge. And also, one thing you should notice, that when you are come with some substantial amount of money, because before you rent a place, you need to pay a deposit. You need a deposit. So for example, if your rent is $500, you need to pay a deposit equivalent to your rent. That is $500. So it means you are paying $500 for the deposit, $500 for your rent. In total, that is about $1,000. And it's not easy, but I wouldn't say you should try to get accommodation before you come here. That is if you don't know anyone where you are coming. But if you know people who are willing to help you settle, then you can come in, and then after they help you scout for a place. Because sometimes some of the pictures and videos we see on Facebook, those pages, they might not be accurate. Some of them might be misleading, because people are advertising their places. They might not show you all the faults in the building. So if you would want to come and then see the place in person, I would advise that is if you have people who are willing to put up with you temporarily while you look for a place. That is great. And before you move in, please make sure you make thorough inspection of the place, so that when it is time for you to move out, you don't get into trouble. Say maybe there was a fault with the blind when you moved in, you should note that and alert the landlord or the landlady, so that they don't put things on you, things you didn't do. They accuse you of destroying their stuff, because that might take away all your deposits. The deposits, they take it at the beginning of your move in. Before you move in, they take in that, and then after when you move out and there's a thorough inspection of the place and they realize that everything is intact, they'll give it back to you. But if it is not, then they will make their deductions. At the end of the day, you might have 0.00. So you should be careful about that. And on this note, I would want to say congratulations once again for securing your visas, and then I want to say congratulations for your hard work, because your hard work has brought you this far. And I would want to use this opportunity to encourage you that continue the hard work, and then you are going to be successful with your program of study and whatever you intend to do here. I would want to say adios, bye bye. Thank you all for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe.